You all speak English, don't you? Huh? You all speak English, don't you? Good. You know, the other day, I think it was 3 or 4 days ago, boys and girls of the 8th, 9th, 10th, 12th, 15th, or whatever they are, came to the room upstairs and we talked about several things. One of the things that we talked about was whether Rishi Valley, the school, is cultivating your brain. Is this, wait a minute, I'll go into present. Because it's very important while we are young, not only to have the capacity to pass academically, but also to cultivate the other parts of the brain. Not just merely memorize subjects, which you do in order to pass examinations and get a career, a job, and so on, but also there's the other part of the brain, the sensitivity, the capacity to think not along a particular line according to which you have been trained, but also to think widely, not in a narrow groove. I know this is all very difficult, huh? But this is what we're talking about. And also we were saying, while we are young, how very important it is to cultivate all our senses. Now, I'll explain what I mean by senses, and I will go into it carefully so that we all understand it. While you are very young, as you are, do you see the flowers? Do you see the flowers? The mountains, the green grass, the little stream running under the bridge? Do you see the poor people, your gardener, your servant, the cook? Do you see the varieties of green? See the blue sky and the shape of the clouds? Or are you merely concerned with your little study, with your little problem, with your little self? Or are you concerned, are you observing the whole universe? You understand what I'm talking? Do you understand what I'm saying? No, I'm sure you don't. Do they? Some of the teachers, please tell me, do they understand what I'm talking about? Do you older students understand what I'm talking about? Huh? That is, I'll explain again. That is, when we are very young, we are very sensitive. We are shy, nervous, slightly frightened. And we want to play, we want to enjoy life, full of fun. But in that fun, we are apt to forget or not observe the vast nature around us, the beauty of the hills, the curve of a leaf, the depth of a limb, the size of the trunk, how the leaves flutter in the wind. And we so gradually we lose our sensitivity and become like the rest of the world. You understand? So it's very important while we are young, innocent, learning, curious, not only to develop the faculty of memory, which is very common in the world, because that's what you're all doing. That's your education, is that. You take a subject, mathematics, geography, history, whatever it is, and learn all about it, which is, the learning is memorizing, right? You memorize what? About mathematics, or memorize history. So you have cultivated the capacity to have great memory, right? When you have only that capacity, you become mechanical. You repeat, right? You understand this? That is, you are traditional, you follow a particular job, your mind becomes mechanical, machine, repeating according to what you have learned as memory. You understand this? So you are never free to observe. Observe the poor people, how they suffer. Observe your own mother and father, what their troubles are. Observe, the shape of a nice face. Observe how others are dressed. Observe your own difficulties, your own problems. So you begin to learn how to learn, right? No, this is a bit too difficult. So that's what we are talking about. And I like to go into something else, which is, while you are young like this, to have good manners. You know what good manners are? Huh? Do you? What do you mean by that? Tell me. You agree, you say yes, yes. You shake your head. What do you mean by having good manners? Now, this morning, when I got onto the platform, I saluted you, right? You didn't salute me, right? Except few. That's good manners. When somebody salutes you, you should also salute, right? No? That's one thing. It's also good to behave properly. Because as you get older, your behavior is according to what other people are doing. You understand what I'm saying? Do they understand what I'm saying? So one has to have very good manners. I'm going to show you what good manners are. When somebody talks to you, you listen. You understand? And if I'm talking to you now, do you listen to me? Just a minute. When you listen to me, it means that you are not thinking of other things. Right? that you are actually listening to me. Are you doing that? Or you just listen for a couple of seconds and think about something else? So, good manners are first to listen to what somebody has to say. This is very important, because you may learn a great deal from listening. After all, that's what you are doing when you go to a class. You are listening to what the teacher has to tell you. There, you are forced to listen. You may not want to listen. You may want to look out of the window or pull somebody's hair or do something else. But the teacher says, listen, pay attention to the book. Listen to what I am saying. But you are not listening because you are resisting. You want to look out of the window and you force yourself to look at the book. You follow all this? Therefore, that's not listening. When you listen, it means you are very polite, careful to find out what the other person has to say, and not talk to another person while he's talking. You understand? That's one of the things. To have good manners implies to listen very carefully to what the other person is saying. Will you do that? Huh? Yes. Listen to the politician and their crooked ways of thinking, to your father, to your mother, to other people, so that your ears become very sharp. You hear everything that's being said. And not only the words, but behind the words. You understand what I'm saying? So that's one of the senses you have, that is hearing. So that is, to have good manners means to listen very carefully. Other thing good manners is to observe, to look, to see the shape of the building, to see what other people are wearing, to see very clearly the shape of the hills, to see very clearly the poor people. I don't know if you have noticed, some of these women have only one sari and one shirt, blouse or whatever you call it, only one. Have you noticed it? Any of you? Have you? Huh? If you have noticed it, what do you do about it? Just notice it and walk on? You understand what I'm saying? You see one of those women with only one blouse and one sari, dirty. And that's all they have. What do you feel when you see that? Sympathy, affection, or give something that you have. You follow? So that you learn to have greater sympathy, affection for others, whether they are poor or rich. That's another factor of good behavior. And when somebody is talking to you, don't put your hands in your pocket and listen. Politeness demands that you remove your hands out of your pocket, sit quietly, or stand quietly and listen. The other day, I passed 2 or 3 boys. I said, "How are you?" I saluted them. They said, "Oh, just passed by with their hands in their pocket, lolling about." Is that politeness? Right? So, learn, please, while you are young, for your own sake, to be extremely attentive, to watch people, to listen to people, to have your eyes see everything around you. Not only always looking at yourself in a mirror. Right? And also it's very important when you talk to older people to be a little courteous to them. You understand? To be courteous. Perhaps they may know a little more than you do, or they may not. But being young, one has to be considerate to others. You know what's happening in the world, outside world? Young people throughout the world don't care a pin for their parents or for their elders. They are not interested. So they're becoming more and more permissive, doing what they want to do. Do you know all this? Do you? No, you don't. How am I going to tell these students, all these young people, how important it is while they are very young, before they go to college and all the rest of it, before they enter the world, to have great sense, all your senses, taste, seeing, smelling, hearing, very and touching, sensitive, alive. Are you being helped in your school with all this? Are you? Or nobody cares? Would you kindly tell me? I'm asking you a question, sirs, you older people. Are you being encouraged by your teachers, by your elders, by your educators to not only memorize, but to have the mind, the brain, active in other directions? Are you being helped that way? Would you answer me?
Some of the teachers are doing this.
Huh?
Some of the teachers are doing this.
Some of the teachers are helping.
Why not all the teachers?
We don't know.
I'm asking the other teachers, why aren't they all helping you? Huh? All the teachers or only few teachers? So, wait a minute. That boy says there, only few teachers do this, and you say all the teachers. Now, who is correct? No, think it out. Think it out. You say all the teachers, and that boy over there say only few.
I am telling about Rajgarh school.
Who is from Rajgarh?
That's a dirty trick on me. Now, what is the truth? Do all the teachers in Rishi Valley, apart from Rajghat, help you? Not only, please listen, not only to learn, to memorize, so that pass exams, but also to cultivate your brain, to help you to think properly. Not just memory, to think. Do they help you? No, come on, so do they?
I think the teachers help us, but probably we do not take their help. Yeah, the teachers help us here, but probably we do not take their help.
I understand. So the teachers try to help you, but you don't receive. Why?
You need encouragement.
Huh?
You need encouragement.
I can't hear.
You need encouragement.
They need encouragement.
You need encouragement. Don't they encourage you to live? You understand how important it is? Now, just a minute, I'll tell you something. Our brains, you know what brains are? Do you? Yes. Our brains are very, very old. They are millions of years old. During those millions and millions of years old, the brain has passed through many, many, many experiences, adversities, trouble, suffering, pleasure, agony, all that has been through millions of years. Your brain has gone through all that. Do you know that? Huh? Do you? Now, so your brain is not your brain, it's the brain of human beings. I wonder if they see that. It is collection of all human beings who have lived on this earth for millions of years. And now what is happening is, because of our society, because of the overpopulation, because of the economic conditions, the divisions of nationalities and so on, we are now making this vast brain into a narrow little groove, becoming specialists as engineers, as financiers, as doctors, as painters, but not the whole of the brain developed. You understand? Do you follow this? Now, when I'm talking to you, are you listening with all your capacity? Huh? Or only listening to what you like to listen? Or listening so attentive, so carefully that your whole brain is alive? Are you? Or are you talking to each other? I see they are talking to each other over there. Which means you are impolite, you are not listening, you are carrying on with your own ideas, right? So how are we, you and I, going to help each other if you won't listen? If you don't want to understand, which is an enormous problem of life, you understand? You're going out of this school to enter a tremendously complex, troublesome, miserable world. And you have to face all that. So to face all that, you must have the capacity not only academically, but the capacity to observe, to learn, to think differently. Right? Now, I'll stop talking for the moment. Do you want to ask any questions?
How can a teacher help us to be sensitive?
How can your teacher help?
Help him to be sensitive.
How can your teacher help you to be sensitive? Do you know what the word sensitive means?
I think that sensitivity, the word sensitive implies acute awareness of all the senses.
Right, sir. You have said it correctly, which is to be aware of all your senses, right? Are you? You are not. So you want the teacher to help you, right? Now, how will he able to help you? Suppose I'm your teacher for the moment, right? I'm your teacher now for the moment. How can I help you? To be sensitive, which means to have all your senses acute, sharp, clear, active. How can I help you? I'll show you how I can help you, right? And will you listen and do it? Not just yes, sir, and listen casually and not do it. Will you listen and do it? Will you? Right. First, do you see clearly all the varieties of green in this valley? Different shades of green? You do. When you see, what does it mean to you?
I feel that they are something very beautiful. I feel that that is something very nice to look at, and I feel very happy after looking at it.
So, which means what? That when you see something like all the varieties of green, the beauty of that appeals to you, right? Right? Now, when you see dirt on the road, right? What do?
I feel disgusted at it.
Huh?
I feel disgusted.
He feels disgusted when he sees dirt.
Which means what?
Done everything.
No, listen carefully what I'm asking. You see dirt on the road. You look at it, right? You can't help looking at it because you're walking by. And you look at it. What is your reaction to that? You say it's disgust, right? Why? You see the varieties of green in the valley, right? And you say how beautiful that is. And you look at the dirt on the road and it disgusts you. Why?
We like to see only nice things.
Huh?
We like to see lovely things like, we don't like to see dirt and all, we like to see beautiful things. Your sense?
So you only want to see beautiful things and not ugly things. Is that it? Huh? Is that it? So look what you have said. You only want to see beautiful things and not see the ugly things, dirty things. Which means what? You are shutting out that which you don't like and that which you like.
That means, so does that mean that your likes and dislikes come in your way of seeing?
That's right, sir. So you have learned something, haven't you now? Right? You are learning something about being sensitive, to watch the beauty of the land the beauty of the greens, the flowers, the hills, the valleys, the great earth, which contains the ugly things too, right? So can you look at that as clearly as you see that? And not say, I don't want to see that. You follow? Moment you say, I don't want to see that, you are making yourself insensitive. I wonder if they understand this. You understand this? So, to be sensitive means to look at everything without saying, I don't like. Right? Will you do it? Right. Then you hear music. Some music you don't like, some music you like. Right? Do you like pop music?
I don't like it very much.
What?
He doesn't like it very much.
You don't like it very much. Have you heard classical music?
That appeals to me a little more.
That appeals to you a little more. Can you listen to classical music with all your mind, with all your heart, and also listen to something that you don't like? You have to listen to it. But don't say, I don't like, I won't listen. You understand what I'm saying? So that you begin to learn to listen and discern. Discern, not I like, I don't like. I wonder if you understand this. This is very important, old boy, or old girl, sorry, whichever it is. And that is, we said, you see the green, see the dirt, hear, then taste. Do you like only hot food? I'm asking all the others, don't. Only rice? Do any of you eat meat? Huh?
What does that mean? At home.
Ah. You like to eat meat at home? Do you? Do you know? Why do you eat meat? Go on, answer me. Why do you eat meat? Huh? You like the taste. Do you know what to kill an animal means? You see that cow, that goat? You don't know, it's not there now. Somebody kills him, you understand? And you eat the corpse. What does that mean? Cruelty, doesn't it? Huh? Right? Do you want to be cruel? Go on, sir. Say yes, I want to be cruel. Or not. Don't be frightened. When you eat meat, you are killing animals. Do you want to do that? Huh? Huh? Then why eat meat? Huh? I can't hear.
She doesn't directly kill animals.
Your butcher kills the animal, you eat it. What's the difference? Do you know, I was in Ceylon many years ago, what do they call it now, Sri Lanka. I was there many years ago, And a man and a woman came to see me. They were Buddhists. You know what Buddhists are? In Buddhism, you're not supposed to kill any animal. So these two people came to see me, and they said, we have a great problem. Please help us to solve it. In Buddhism, we said we are very good Buddhists, and we change our butcher every week. You understand? You understood what I said? So we don't take the karma of that. The butcher takes the karma of that. You understood what I've said? But that's not our problem, he said. Our problem is we like to eat eggs, but we kill the embryo, you understand? When we open the egg. So we don't, that's our problem. We don't mind eating meat because it's killed by somebody else, but when we eat an egg, we are directly killing it. You understand? You understood? So, why do you eat meat? Why don't you ask for meat in this valley, in Rishi Valley? Huh? What?
They won't give us here.
I know that. You like to have it here?
I don't mind.
What do you mean you don't mind?
I like.
You would like to have it here? Did you hear what I said previously?
If you're killing an animal, sir, that way when you take out the plant from the ground, you're killing the plant.
Good, good. You say killing an animal is equal to killing a plant, cabbage. Is it? Think it out, don't just prejudice, think it out. Killing an animal, goat, chicken, a cow, whatever it is that you eat at home, and killing what? What is it? Brinjal, methi, beans. Do you put those two on the same level?
Both don't express their feelings.
Huh?
Both don't express their feelings. So it's the same as killing an animal or a plant.
I can't hear.
Both don't express their feelings.
He says both don't express their feelings. Yeah, she's not.
What are you talking about? Have you understood what I said, sir? Cow, goat, chicken, pig, you eat. And also you eat cabbage. What vegetables? Tell me quick. Huh? Carrots, beans, potato. You put those two on the same level? Both contain life, right? This is the least and that is the most, right? So which would you kill? If you had to kill the goat, the chicken, the cow, the pig, would you kill them and eat them? So why be vegetarians in this school and go back home and kill animals? You see, that is insensitivity, right? You understand that? Do you understand what I'm saying? That is to be vegetarian, don't kill here, don't eat meat here, and go home and eat meat. Look what you're doing. You are leading a double life. right? A hypocritical life. You are very pious, you don't kill anything, you are gentle, and you go home and become violent.
Isn't that because of the school, sir? We don't eat at school.
Huh?
We don't eat at school. We don't eat meat at school because the rule of the school. So when we go home, we eat. Maybe I do not eat it, but the people who do eat.
I know, old boy, did you hear what I said?
Yeah, you said that you are being hypocritical by not eating here and going home and eating.
I said, you here, you don't eat meat, and you go home and eat meat.
You don't eat meat here because of that.
No, I know. Here, they say, please don't kill, right? And you go home and kill. So what does that mean?
If they allow us to eat meat, everything.
Old boy, I'm asking you a question. Answer my question first. And then I'll answer your question.
He doesn't eat meat, but he's speaking for others.
I know you're speaking for others. What do you think is what happens? One place you eat meat, another place you don't eat meat. What is happening to your mind?
I can't say anything.
Huh?
He says he can't say anything because he's not involved in this.
Don't you now say, leave meat alone. You say one thing here and do something else at your home.
I'm not saying this here, sir. It's that if I was allowed to say what I wanted, I'm not eating. I'm not eating the vegetables. I may be allowed to eat.
You come over here. You come over here. What are you trying to say?
If I was allowed, I would be eating the meat. I would not be eating the vegetables. If I had been allowed, but I am not allowed, so I eat the vegetables.
So
here.
think it out carefully. You are not allowed to eat meat here, and when you go home, you can eat meat. So what are you doing? You are under pressure not to eat here,
Yes.
and when the pressure is off, you become violent,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So what does that mean? Think it out. Think it out. Come on, sir. You think it out. Here, you are gentle, not allowed to eat meat. You are to say, please be kind to animals, protect animals, look after them, look after the trees, and you go home and you do everything opposite. What does that make you in life? Huh?
A double image.
Yeah, something that is. Here, you say one thing, go home and say something else. What does that make you?
So you become insensitive, sir,
Insensitive, and else what else?
and a hypocrite.
That's just it. It makes you into a hypocrite. Right? Here, you say, I must not eat meat.
We
Because
don't say we must not eat, sir.
Huh?
We do not say that we must not eat. We would like to eat.
No, the rule is Rishi Valley doesn't eat meat.
Yes, sir. But if you're allowed to eat meat, you'll be ready to eat meat. So that's the main point. So you can't be called hypocritical because your opinion still stands that you like to eat meat.
I'm saying, sir. Huh?
So it's you can't call it hypocritical because the chap who eats meat, I eat meat. I'm eating meat at my house. I want to eat meat here, but I'm not allowed. So it's not the question that I'm leading a double life.
Oh, yes, you are.
It isn't because there's force on me here, not
Ah, they say before you come here, this school is vegetarian, right? This school says we don't eat meat. You accept that.
Yeah, maybe that's a sacrifice for the
You accept that. You accept when you come here that you won't eat meat. It's your own voluntary admission.
Yeah, but how do you know that I feel the same way?
What?
How do you know that he feels the same way?
What do you mean, feels the same way?
As the school does.
He, as the school does. How do you know that he feels? How do you know that he feels just as the school
Look,
does?
the school says, before you come here, that you are going to be non-eating, non-meat eating person, right? Under those conditions, you come here. You accept that condition, right? Because you want certain type of education, etc., etc. And you go home and you eat meat.
Doesn't mean he doesn't like to eat meat. He still likes to eat meat, but he's not allowed to eat.
Sir, you're missing my... All right, still you like to eat meat. If you could have it here, you would have it. But here they say, don't have it. Right? Now put it the other way. Here they say one thing, and you go home and do something else opposite to this. Right? Right? What happens when you say one thing here and at home something else?
I'm not saying that I don't like to eat.
I'm not talking about eating meat for the moment.
That's just an example, but that's the example we're talking about. I'm not telling that I don't like to eat meat.
I'm sorry, sir.
It's been forced on me.
I understand that. I have changed the meat. I have moved away from meat. I am saying here you say one thing, and home you say something else. That's all I'm saying. Why doesn't this apply here?
It doesn't apply to the subject, it doesn't apply to me.
What?
It doesn't apply to meat, he says.
Why not?
They don't believe in
Huh?
because I'm not killing stuff.
Huh?
Here they don't believe in killing.
I can't hear.
Here they don't believe in killing,
Yes?
but at home they do believe.
No, they don't believe. That's just what I'm saying, old boy. Here you believe one thing and go home believe something else. Huh?
He wants to eat meat both times. He wants to eat meat in school and he wants to eat meat outside.
But
here he's not allowed to. That's
of course, I'm saying, are you all lawyers? Huh? Turning white into black, black into white?
But sir, when you're grown in a certain environment, it's very difficult to change suddenly.
So, according to pressure of environment, you yield.
So do
Somebody says to you, join the army, and you yield. Somebody says to you, become an engineer. You say, all right, I'll be an engineer. Therefore, you're just like a weathercock, you know?
But say if the whole family are all engineers in your family,
if they're all engineers in your family,
then you get influenced by the environment.
What?
if everybody is an engineer in your family, you tend to become an.
That is, if you're in your family, you're all monkeys, you become also monkeys.
I'm sure if the patient has known why eating the meat,
What?
stop eating. People don't feel it when they're eating it, that they're being cruel.
That's all I'm trying. He asked me what it is to be sensitive. To be sensitive means to be aware of what you are doing, killing, and all the implications of it, violence. And here you pretend not to be violent. So that makes you insensitive, right, sir? Either you say, I'm not going to eat meat, because it implies killing. Look, I have been in England from the age of 13, 12, in England, in France, in Italy, in America, and I have never touched meat, never.
So you may be exceptions, sir.
I haven't finished my sentence. And I was under pressure. I used to be invited by a great many people, very smart, so on, actors and all kinds of people. I said, I don't eat meat. Because I don't believe, I don't want to kill, but I must kill the vegetable, right? So I kill the least thing, right?
So does that mean that if you had some food which was not living at all?
What?
If you had some food which was not at all living,
If you had some food that was not living at all, that didn't live,
you'll make very clever lawyers, but you don't get much further.
So does that mean all people who eat meat are insensitive?
Yes, sir.
I tend to disagree.
Huh?
I tend to disagree.
You disagree.
Why?
I feel that eating meat is always
When you disagree, tell me why you disagree.
so in some cases, when the environment is harsh,
I mean,
in that case, they will
of course,
have,
if you are living in the polar regions, you have to eat meat, but you are not living in polar regions. So you asked me what it is to be sensitive. I said sensitive implies to be aware of your environment, of the hills, of the greens, aware, to watch, to listen. And if you say, I'm only used to eating meat and I won't eat anything else, you become insensitive. You understand? Sensitivity means cultivating all your senses. Your cruelty to animals. You understand? All that is implied.
You said you're cruel by eating meat. It meat have to be because you're not being cruel to something which you're cruel to something which is dead.
Come over here.
So it need have to be cruel because you're not being cruel to something which is dead.
You are not cruel because it is something that's dead. But you kill the animal first and make him die. Huh?
So because I don't kill it.
You don't kill it, but somebody else kills it.
Yes, sir.
So you are supporting cruelty. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I think those who do eat meat, if you feel it as being cruel, if you feel it's being cruel,
I feel. Look at it. Examine it, not what I feel. Look, I'm as clever as you are. Now it's 10:30. We'll meet again day after tomorrow, right? Now shall we sit quietly for a while? Really quietly. Without moving. No, without move. Settle down comfortably. Settle down comfortably. Sit quietly. Absolutely quietly, with your eyes closed, and don't move your eyeballs. Keep them very still and sit very quietly. All right, sirs. Bye. See you after tomorrow.
Everyone gave you a namaste.
Huh?
Everyone gave back your namaste.
What?
Everyone gave back your namaste this time.